The remainder of the 500 British troops who were due to leave Afghanistan by the end of this year have now left theatre. Soldiers from the 1st Battalion Scots Guards were among them after handing over security in their area of Helmand Province to Afghan Forces. Cath Brazier reports from Burma district.
Soldiers from the Scots Guards boarding a C-17 at Camp Bastion, going home after 3 months in Afghanistan. They join a select number of troops from the 1st Battalions of the Duke of Lancaster's Regiment, the Mercian Regiment and the Royal Scots Borderers, the Royal Regiment of Scotland, who will all be home for Christmas and will not be returning for the remainder of Barracks 17. The 50 or so guardsmen from Scots Guards have been based at various checkpoints and observation posts in the northernmost area of British operations. One of those CPs was Calais, seen here being closed down by C Company as the Afghan National Civil Order Police, the ANCOP, start to take responsibility for security in Helmand's Upper Gereshk Valley.
It's quite apparent to everyone in the platoon, not just sort of higher up, that the job is done. The time's right to be going back. The ANSF in those locations are ready to take over.
When we were working together with ISAF, we became friends. When they leave, we will miss the unity of working together. We will miss our friends.
But there is still a Scots Guards presence in the area. Just a few kilometres down the road from Calais sits Ouellette, still home to the left flank of the battalion. One of the Scots Guards' main priorities while out here on Barracks 17 has been the security of Highway 611, which runs from Gereshk in the south to Sangin in the north. Particularly in the summer during harvest time, this is an important job to keep the trade routes open. But the work continues during the winter, and it's a job that's being handed over to the ANCOP. The troops who remain will do so for the full 6-month tour, and they're confident that full transition will have been achieved in that time.
Just ensure that this area is as secure as we can make it. Obviously the ANCOP have took over the checkpoints, and our main effort now really is to make sure that the ANCOP's happy in and around this area.
We're just trying to hand over to the ANCOP, give them, they need to take more initiative in what we're doing, so they need to start doing patrols themselves, just basically going out their own way to do things. But at the moment, I think we're pretty much on schedule for handing over to them.
It's successful transition to an Afghan lead that's led to 500 British troops being sent home early, but for some it hasn't been a welcome decision.
The ones that are going home, they're disappointed because everyone expects to do the full tour. But it's just one of those things that happens.
The government's announcement that almost half of the British force is being withdrawn by the end of next summer's fighting season is in line with NATO's exit strategy. And although there's no definite timetable yet, it does mean that come 2013 there'll be plenty more scenes like this, as Barracks enters the final year of combat operations, drawing ever closer to 2014 and drawdown. Cath Brazier, Forces News, for Ouellette.